the studios of Kten Television. This is Kten News at 6.
Right now on Kten News at 6, sentenced to prison. A man who pleaded guilty to neglect after his baby died during a hot road trip through Texoma is headed to the pen. We'll show you for how long.
Plus, safety first. Why authorities say a man thrown from his motorcycle during an accident this afternoon lived to ride another day.
And fatal crash. A man is dead after slamming his car into a wide load on what witnesses say is a dangerous stretch of road. Kten News at 6 starts right now. Good evening, I'm Meredith Saldana. Welcome to Kten News at 6.
And I'm Tom Crespo. A man is dead after running into an oversized load in Atoka County. OHP says the man hit half of a mobile home being carried on the back of a semi. The two vehicles collided near a bridge on Highway 7 near Timberline Road west of downtown Atoka. The wreck shut down the highway for several hours. OHP says an escort vehicle was guiding the oversized load as required by law.
As people are traveling, we need to be cognizant of why the escort vehicle is out there and have their lights on, because they are caution lights to caution people.
And no one else was hurt. The name of the man who died has not yet been released.
On a gorgeous day like we had today, you're bound to see several bikers out on Texoma highways. An accident involving a young rider is serving as a reminder for bikers in the area of how important safety is. K10's Kathleen Jordan is live in Sherman with more. Kathleen?
Meredith, the accident slowed traffic here on 75 in both directions today. The rider went airborne, but he did survive thanks to one critical piece of equipment. It happened just before noon near Park Street on Highway 75. As you can see here in the surveillance video, moments before the accident, the 20-year-old driver is leaving Sherman Power Sports, and in this shot, he likely saves his own life when he puts on a helmet.
With the traffic stuff that comes through here, flying like it does, he's lucky to be alive.
Witnesses say the rider was going north on 75, lost control and accelerated before running into the median, causing him and his bike to be thrown over the barrier into oncoming southbound traffic.
And the car behind him ran over the motorcycle. The motorcycle was demolished. You can't even tell it's a motorcycle.
But the rider is still alive. Police say the rider's helmet was split in half, which isn't uncommon in most accidents involving a motorcycle. We went back to the bike shop to learn other ways bikers can protect themselves from the roadways.
Make sure your motorcycle's safe, meets all state inspection requirements, and that you got the proper riding gear and proper fitment.
That means a full-faced helmet with gloves and a jacket, having your bike checked regularly, and paying those extra dollars for top-quality items.
Tires, chain and sprockets, just make sure everything's sound, that all the controls work.
Police say the 20-year-old was taken by CareFlight to Plano Medical Center. No word on his listed condition, but witnesses say he was responsive when medics arrived.
He might have broke his leg, his helmet was messed up, he had some road rash, but besides that, they hauled him off and he was coherent.
And today's accident is serving as a reminder for driver and bike rider etiquette here on the roadways, especially in an area like this on Highway 75. The lanes are very close together, so be aware of who's next to you and how many wheels they have. Reporting in Sherman, Kathleen Jordan, Kten News.
Ada Athletic Director Mike Anderson has confirmed Matt Weber has resigned after 7 years in charge of the Ada Cougar program. Well, now the search is on for a new lead man. Weber would go 50-29 over his 7-year span. Ada has won 19 state championships in the sport all time, but none under Weber. We'll have more coming up later in sports.
Turning to weather, it was another nice day across Texoma, but could we see some rain before the week is over?
Let's check in now with Alan Mitchell over in the Weather Center. Alan?
Well, it certainly is the plan. Now we'll start to see a little bit of light drizzle and some fog. Shouldn't be anything too dense, I don't think, overnight tonight, off and on for Thursday, and then Thursday night and Friday as well. We are looking at the latter part of the weekend of seeing a much more promising, heavier rain event come in. I'll have the details on that in just a few minutes.
Authorities are on the hunt for a suspected killer they say escaped from the Jackie Brannon facility in McAllister. According to the Oklahoma Department of Corrections, 28-year-old Robert L. Long was missing at the 10 p.m. inmate head count last night. Long was charged Friday with first-degree murder in the March shooting death of Johnny Allen at a motel in Lawton. Long was later convicted in October on drug and weapon charges and sentenced to 10 years in prison.
We now know what caused a man to die while in Ardmore police custody this summer. The medical examiner's report shows 38-year-old Rondre Hornbeek died from asphyxia or neck compression. According to the report, Hornbeek had multiple cuts consistent with being restrained by family members. The police arrested Hornbeek August 22nd after they say he assaulted his sister and her husband. He later died at the hospital. Today, the medical examiner's office released the autopsy listing the cause of death as acute cardiac dysrhythmia. Well, a Garvin County man accused of beating an elderly man to death in September of 2011 has been found guilty. The trial for Martin High started on Monday. Today, a judge found him guilty of first-degree murder. Prosecutors say White hit 84-year-old Glenn Brownlee with a hammer in his Wynnewood home. Well, they say robbery was a possible motive. His sentencing is scheduled for March. Prosecutors are recommending life without parole.
A parent who pleaded guilty to his involvement in the death of his child has been sentenced in Carter County. The DA's office says Christopher Randolph has been handed a 15-year sentence, the last 9 of which will be served on probation. Randolph and his wife Angela pleaded guilty to child neglect a month ago. Police say last September, Angela ran inside an Ardmore convenience store on Michelin Road in Ardmore with her unconscious baby. Workers there called 911 and were told by dispatch how to give CPR until paramedics arrived. The baby was transported to Mercy Memorial Hospital, where the baby was pronounced dead. Police say it happened on a hot day while the couple was driving from Ohio to Ringling in a car with no air conditioning. Angela's sentencing is scheduled for January. A woman whose house burned down last month is speaking out tonight after she learned it was arson. Kten's Rachel Salyer is live in the studio with the story. Rachel?
Meredith, the Oklahoma State Fire Marshal finalized its report this week. No one was hurt, but now the homeowner is left picking up the pieces of her burnt home.
It was pretty the way we'd remodeled it and opened it up.
Rebecca Beck is talking about her kitchen. Now she's left with this after a fire destroyed her Calera home November 13th. This week, the state fire marshal determined the cause is arson.
Why would somebody do this? And, you know, I would never intentionally hurt anybody. I don't understand why somebody would do this to me.
Neighbors helped clean up what's left. Beck did not have insurance and is left with the heavy price of demolition. The frigid temperatures gave crews trouble that night, freezing as they put water on the fire.
When we got here, the fire was fully involved throughout the house. It had already been in through the roof.
Crews put the fire out only to return hours later. It seems someone may have returned and set the barn on fire. Beck was not home that night. Recently ending a relationship, she'd packed up most of her belongings into that barn, intent on returning, and decided to stay with friends.
There's a lot of stuff that I lost, personal stuff that I lost in the barn that was, you know, very sentimental to me.
Pictures of her dead father now lost forever to flames. The arson report indicates multiple points of origin, but for Beck, there is only one place that hurts, her heart.
God will take care of me. What do you do? Just quit trusting people and not believe in human, and, you know, mankind, they're being good people. I just can't turn my heart cold like that. I just know that it's just an incident. It's something that, and it'll pass.
There is a GoFundMe page set up for Beck. You can find a link to it on our website, kten.com. As for the criminal investigation, the Bryan County Sheriff's Office says it is actively investigating. Live in the studio, Rachel Salyer, Kten News.
Still ahead, up to 100 new jobs are coming to Texoma. We'll show you where you can go to apply.
Plus, the Davis Wolves look for their first back-to-back state titles in program history.
And Allen's back with the full forecast when Kten News at 6 returns.
Watching Kten News at 6 with Tom Crespo, Meredith Saldana, sports with Chase Shannon, and Chief Meteorologist Alan Mitchell with the weather.
Well, clouds rolling in this afternoon and evening will help to produce a little bit of light fog, nothing like the dense fog we had a couple days ago, but also some drizzle, so roadways might have just a little bit of light precipitation on them first thing in the morning for those commuters, and we'll see a repeat of that again Thursday night and into Friday as well. Still looking at Sunday, though, as being a pretty significant rain day for us around the region. I'll show you that on on satellite in our 7A in just a moment. Here's our Red River Auto Group tower camera this evening. No problems for us, no drizzle or fog yet anyway. It'll be developing after midnight tonight. Southward bound too. Dr. Jack Thomas tower camera, and things are quiet weather-wise. Lots of traffic out there on 75 though, it looks like. My goodness. All right, radar indicating some light showers across south central sections of Texas. There's a fairly weak upper level disturbance over western areas that'll move ever so slowly across our region over the next couple of days, helping to keep that potential for some light showers or drizzle. Rainfall amounts won't amount to much, about 1/10 of an inch or so the way it looks right now. Over the next couple of days, we'll have to wait till Sunday for much heavier rainfall across our area. As far as temperatures go, made it to 58 this afternoon, a little bit above normal for us around our Texoma area at the North Texas Regional Airport. We started the day around 40. Tomorrow morning, probably most of us in the mid-40s, so temperatures are starting to warm up a little bit over the next few days. Saturday looks to be a great day as well before the rain begins to move in on Sunday. So if you have weekend plans, again, Saturday by far the better day for outdoor activities, as temperatures will be in the mid-60s by that time. At this hour, let's see, we've got a cool 46 in Ada, 54 in Sherman and Denison. Paris, you're at 46 degrees as well. And out over western regions, close to 60 still at this hour. That's a sign of the southerly winds starting to increase our humidity levels around the area. Comparing right now with 24 hours ago, not a whole lot of change. Most locations within a couple degrees of where they were at this hour last night, and that'll be because of these light south and southeasterly winds around 5 to occasionally 10 miles an hour right now. There's our upper storm over West Texas. It's a rather weak one. It's not going to produce much rainfall for us, but if we look out in the northwest, there's that guy we're watching producing a heavy rainfall. There'll be lots of flooding in Northern California as it drops down across California, comes across Arizona, New Mexico, and then across our region again by Sunday. This is a long ways out. Timing issues certainly with a system a couple thousand miles away, but generally Sunday and Sunday night look to be pretty significant rainfall for us, an inch or two perhaps across Texoma. Cloudy skies, occasional drizzle and fog across the region off and on for the next couple of days. We won't see much in the way of sunshine, but again, just light showers. Things might clear out just a little bit as far as cloud cover goes on Saturday, but we'll call it mostly cloudy skies. At least right now it looks to be a dry day for us. Once again, our future sky forecast then, not too terribly cold in the morning, mid-40s to maybe 50 degrees in North Texas, but with cloudy skies tomorrow, temperatures not going to do a whole lot, similar to today, generally mid to upper 50s around most of the area. Not a cold day by any means. That'll be changing though next week. Until then, 65, not bad by December standards for Friday, Saturday, 60s on Sunday. Again, showers and a few thunderstorms though. Our next cold front due in on Monday, and you can see it's not Arctic air by any means, but it will drop our temperature some. By this time next week, we may finally be looking at freezing temperatures again, at least during the morning hours. So you're safe with the plants outdoors at least until about this time next week.
Winter right around the corner.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alan. Well, still to come on Kten News at 6, the Dallas Cowboys have a huge game this Sunday night. Tony Romo fills us in on how he thinks they'll play in Philadelphia. That's later in sports.
Plus, a new business is coming to Texoma, bringing up to 100 jobs with it. We'll show you where.
More than 100 new jobs will soon be coming to Sherman.
The Sherman Economic Development Corporation made the announcement today. Renew Blue Industries plans to move into a 200,000 square foot facility at Highway 75 and Park Avenue. Renew Blue will recycle non-hazardous medical waste from hospitals across North Texas. It plans to renovate the new facility between now and the time operations start in February.
The Hagerman National Wildlife Refuge is trying to get the word out about a service that they now offer. The refuge is now offering free electronic tram tours. They'll run every Wednesday at 10 in the morning and every Saturday and Sunday at 2 in the afternoon. The tours are put on by the Friends of Hagerman volunteers who say it's a neat experience to see people's faces light up when they see all the various wildlife.
Or when they see a big accumulation of animals like we saw today, a big accumulation of snow geese. And their faces light up and they look to their binoculars or click their cameras or whatever and get a smile on their faces. It is quite satisfying, probably why I come out here.
The tours are free, but the refuge is always accepting donations. They recommend that you call in advance and get a reservation.
Kohl's is doing its part to help last-minute Christmas shoppers. The retailer will keep all of its stores open around the clock for the 5 days leading up to Christmas. You can shop till you drop from December 19th through the evening of Christmas Eve. That includes the final weekend before Christmas, which could be the busiest shopping time of the season.
Well, Chase, the football season's barely over. Some teams still playing in the playoffs, but Ada's looking for a coach already.
They are, and it's one of the most storied programs in Oklahoma high school football, in the nation's high school football. These guys have 19 state championships. They just haven't won one since 1996. And Matt Weber, he is out as the Ada head football coach. We'll talk more about that coming up next in sports.
Now sports with Chase Shannon.
The Ada Cougars are looking for a new head football coach. Athletic director Mike Anderson confirmed to Kten tonight Matt Weber has resigned. Weber's been in charge for 7 years, going 50-29 over that span. This last year, they'd fall out of the playoffs in round 1 after an 8-3 season. Anderson says the search is now open as they look for a new lead man. Ada has 19 football state championships, their last coming in 1996. Matt's brother Jody and his Davis Wolves still alive in the Class 2A playoffs. In fact, they're all the way in the title game after winning a state-high 29 straight contests. They'll play for their first back-to-back titles in their storied program's history, as Nowata is all that stands in their way of doing that. In fact, the last time they'd win a game in Stillwater, which is where this contest will be played, Davis would shut out Nowata in the 1995 title game. The Wolves have only focused on the game ahead all season long, but now they're finally talking about what it would mean to add another gold ball to their case.
So far, our bracket has been tremendously tough, and we left the toughest for last. These guys are the real deal. But you know, we feel like we can be competitive with anybody in 2A. We felt that at the beginning of the year. We just didn't know for sure.
Starting from off season to now, I felt like our senior class can step up big and fill the shoes that we had to fill from last year. And we started off in the weight room, and starting in buy-in, we felt like we could go a long way and make another run, but we had to look for the next game and not think about that.
Kickoff from Stillwater in that game at 7 o'clock. The Dallas Mavericks back in action on the second night of a back-to-back. They'll take on New Orleans after falling to Memphis last night. The Mavs have beaten the Pelicans 8 in 8 straight meetings. Tip-off in this one at 7. And the Cowboys are heading to the city of brotherly love with a lot on the line this Sunday night right here on K10. The winner of this boys-Eagles game will take the NFC East driver's seat. The loser could struggle to get back in the playoffs. Dallas has already forgotten about their embarrassing Thanksgiving Day loss to Philly as they move forward to this weekend's contest. If they can win these last 3 games, they'd find themselves division champs and likely with a first-round playoff bye.
We're all competitors and we all want to win, and I think you'll do so much to, make that happen that you look forward to opportunities to accomplish your goals and to really put yourself in position to play in important games. And I think obviously this is an important one, and we have a great opportunity in front of us.
Kickoff in that one at 7:30 right here on K10, and the countdown is on for that game. But first, we got to get through Friday night when the Davis Wolves are taking on Nowata for the Class 2A state championship games. A lot of excited people about that game.
All right, thanks, Chase. And stick around. Alan's back with the final look at the forecast when we come back.
So, Alan, another night of fog?
A little bit, not too much problem with it, I don't think anyway. But there will be some drizzle develop overnight, and same thing again for tomorrow night too. But we'll look at temperatures to warm up somewhat. 65 isn't bad for the middle of December, I don't think, and we'll cool down a little bit next week. Again, if you're making weekend plans, heavy rain potential for Sunday, even a few thunderstorms. So take care of those outdoor activities Saturday. Would be best.
Thanks, Alan. Well, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Enjoy the wheel. We'll see you back here tonight at 10.